All right, 49ers faithful, let's dive into everything you need to know heading into this week's big matchup. The San Francisco 49ers are facing another test, and with all the injuries piling up on both sides, it's shaping up to be a fascinating game to watch. Arizona comes in banged up, much like the Niners, which immediately makes this a game where preparation, depth, and execution are going to be crucial. When you look at the Cardinals, they are missing Marvin Harrison Jr., who is out after undergoing surgery for appendicitis. That's a major blow for them, considering Harrison had been one of their most consistent offensive weapons, scoring a touchdown in multiple recent games. His rapport with Jacoby Brissett had been growing, and even though Brissett has had some ups and downs, he's been showing signs of improvement, particularly in games where a traditional drop-back quarterback style is preferred. The absence of Harrison changes the dynamics of Arizona's passing game and will certainly ease some pressure on the Niners' defense. To make matters worse for Arizona, Zay Jones, another top receiver, is out with an Achilles injury, leaving the Cardinals thin at wideout. Defensively, they're also dealing with significant losses. This is a team that should be vulnerable against a 49ers squad that has been able to adapt and find creative ways to move the football. The Niners are in a position where if they execute properly, this is a game they can control and win comfortably. Speaking of execution, one of the most intriguing aspects heading into this matchup is the situation at quarterback for San Francisco. Brock Purdy has been battling injuries, specifically a persistent turf toe that has affected his mobility and overall effectiveness. He's been limited in practice, and it remains to be seen whether he will be at full strength come game day. His injury history this season has been unusual, bouncing between being active, injured, and managing the effects of limited mobility on his game. Week 1 against Seattle, he had a strong finish, delivering a perfect drive to Jake Tonis that won the game, but that performance came despite the initial struggles and the turf toe injury that would linger in the following weeks. Max Jones has stepped in admirably, starting in 8 games and compiling an impressive record as a starter. He's ranked near the top in passing yards per game and has effectively run Kyle Shanahan's offense, distributing the ball efficiently despite missing top targets like George Kittle, who has only recently returned. Kendrick Bourne, once a primary target, and other receiving options have not consistently performed at the same level, yet Jones has managed to elevate the team with his pocket awareness, timing, and accurate throws. There's a clear debate emerging between playing a fully healthy Brock Purdy versus sticking with a hot hand in Max Jones. On one hand, a healthy Purdy is the better athlete with added mobility and the ability to extend plays, but if he is less than 100%, the Niners could be worse off than keeping Jones in the lineup. This is especially critical against a team like Arizona, which is undermanned but could exploit any inefficiencies in the Niners' offensive execution. Kyle Shanahan has indicated that Purdy is ramping up in practice and is being assessed daily, but the ultimate question remains whether he can return to full functionality for Sunday's game. Christian McCaffrey has weighed in, noting that Purdy looks good in practice, throwing and moving well, but acknowledging that the real test will be during live game situations when the defensive pressure ramps up. If the Niners play a quarterback not at full strength, it could alter their offensive rhythm and limit their ability to create explosive plays. Meanwhile, injury updates for other key players are encouraging. Ricky Pierce is reportedly healthy and ready to go, which is huge for the passing game. Pierce has been one of the team's most reliable deep threats, with exceptional route running, footwork, and the ability to generate big plays downfield. His return adds a dimension to the offense that the Niners have been missing while he has been sidelined. Similarly, Alfred Collins is expected to return, bolstering the offensive line after being missed in prior contests where the line struggled to contain opposing pass rushers and establish the run game. These returns are pivotal as the Niners look to maintain a high-powered offense that can score consistently despite ongoing challenges on the defensive side. San Francisco's defense, while talented, has struggled with injuries and consistency, particularly in generating a pass rush and stopping the run. Without Mike Williams, the defensive front has been less effective, which puts added pressure on the secondary and the linebackers. If the defense cannot create turnovers or consistently disrupt opposing offenses, The Niners will rely heavily on the offensive unit to carry the team, putting a premium on scoring 30 or more points per game to stay competitive and remain in playoff contention. The 49ers are facing a critical juncture where every matchup is a test not just of talent, but of depth, preparation, and adaptability. Players like Brian Robinson, who has been producing top-tier yards after contact, add an intriguing element to the running game. Seeing him on the field alongside Christian McCaffrey provides opportunities for creative play calling and gives Shanahan flexibility in managing both the clock and the tempo of the game. This week's matchup also holds a unique narrative. Purdy returning to play in Arizona adds a personal storyline to the game. Meanwhile, the Niners coaching staff must make difficult decisions regarding quarterback usage, balancing investment, potential, and current performance. If Purdy can perform near full capacity, his athleticism and experience could elevate the offense. If not, Max Jones, who has been consistent and effective, may remain the safer choice. These are the kinds of strategic decisions that define seasons in the NFL and could influence the 49ers' trajectory in the playoff race. Every decision, from quarterback play to offensive line rotations and skill player usage, carries consequences, particularly in a tightly contested NFC where every win and loss matters. Adding to the mix, the Niners have to manage game planning against a Cardinals team that, despite injuries, will still attempt to exploit weaknesses. Their remaining skill players will need to step up, and defensive coordinators on both sides will be looking to test every matchup. San Francisco's offensive balance, incorporating McCaffrey's dynamic ability to run, catch, and draw defenders, combined with Robinson's power running, creates an offense that can be unpredictable and difficult to defend. With the return of key receivers and offensive linemen, Shanahan has the tools to execute a high-powered scheme, but it all hinges on the quarterback situation and the ability of Purdy or Jones to make accurate, timely decisions under pressure. Injuries continue to shape narratives in the NFL, and the Niners exemplify this with both challenges and opportunities. Players returning from injury, adjustments in offensive and defensive schemes, and strategic decisions regarding play calling will define how effective San Francisco is against a weakened but still competitive Cardinals team. Every yard gained, every defensive stop, and every quarterback decision will be magnified, making this week's game a crucial test of preparation, adaptability, and execution for the 49ers as they aim to solidify their position in the playoff race and continue building towards sustained success. This is shaping up to be a fascinating week for the Niners, where the combination of talent, health, strategy, and coaching acumen will all be on display. The fans are watching closely, the players are focused on execution, and the coaching staff is balancing risk and reward at every turn. With key contributors returning, quarterback questions looming, and both teams coping with injuries, this matchup promises to deliver intrigue, excitement, and critical insights into the 49ers' prospects as the season continues. Every rep in practice, every adjustment on the field, and every decision from Shanahan could have playoff implications, making this more than just another regular season game. The Niners have demonstrated resilience this season, adapting to injuries and stepping up in high-pressure situations. Max Jones' performances have showcased the depth and talent within the roster, while Brock Purdy's potential return highlights the delicate balance between investment in star players and performance readiness. Christian McCaffrey continues to be a cornerstone of the offense, providing versatility and the ability to shift defensive focus. The integration of returning skill players like Ricky Pierce and Alfred Collins offers the offense new dimensions, enhancing the team's ability to generate explosive plays and control the tempo. Meanwhile, defensive concerns remain a critical focus, requiring consistent effort from the front seven and secondary to limit the damage from opposing offenses. With so many moving parts, this game against Arizona will test the Niners' ability to manage the football, protect the quarterback, establish the run, and generate big plays in the passing game. Kyle Shanahan's coaching decisions will be under scrutiny, particularly regarding quarterback usage and play-calling adjustments based on the opponent's strengths and weaknesses. The offensive line's ability to create time in the pocket, combined with the skill player's execution, will dictate whether the Niners can dominate or struggle against a team with limited weapons. The stakes are high, the spotlight is intense, and every play matters as San Francisco looks to maintain momentum and strengthen their position in the NFC playoff picture. The Niners' ability to adapt to adversity, capitalize on returning players, and make strategic decisions under pressure will define their success not just this week, but for the remainder of the season. With Max Jones' consistency and Brock Purdy's potential return, combined with Christian McCaffrey's versatility and the reintegration of key offensive weapons, San Francisco is poised to showcase resilience, talent, and strategic execution against a challenging but vulnerable Arizona squad. Every matchup, every decision, and every adjustment on both sides of the ball will contribute to the outcome, and the 49ers faithful will be watching closely to see if their team can rise to the occasion. All right, diving into the second part, the San Francisco 49ers are facing a critical moment as they prepare to take on the Arizona Cardinals, a team that, like them, has been riddled with injuries this season. The game sets up as a test of depth, adaptability, and strategy, because while Arizona is undermanned, they still pose challenges that require careful planning. Brock Purdy's return, if he is fully healthy, could be a game-changer for the offense. His mobility, ability to extend plays, and experience in Kyle Shanahan's system bring an added dimension that Max Jones has not fully replicated. However, the risk lies in Purdy not being at full strength. Turf toe has affected his movement in prior games, and if he cannot move fluidly in the pocket, the offense could struggle more than it would with Jones at quarterback. This decision is one of the most intriguing storylines of the week, as Shanahan balances the investment in Purdy with the hot hand performance of Jones, who has been efficient, precise, and capable of running the offense effectively despite missing top-tier weapons like George Kittle and Kendrick Bourne for stretches of the season. Christian McCaffrey continues to be the linchpin of the offense, providing versatility in the backfield that allows Shanahan to be creative with play design. Pairing him with Brian Robinson offers a blend of power and agility that can create mismatches in the run game and provide options in short yardage and goal line situations. With Robinson producing top 10 yards after contact, the Niners have the kind of ground game that can dominate time of possession and wear down a banged-up Cardinals defense. Additionally, the return of receivers like Ricky Pierce brings a deep threat back to the passing game. Pierce's ability to run precise routes, create separation, and generate explosive plays will open up the field, not just for Purdy or Jones, but also for McCaffrey, who can exploit linebackers drawn to the pass. This combination of returning playmakers and an already versatile backfield gives the Niners a dynamic offense capable of adjusting to game situations and countering the opponent's defensive schemes. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to 49ers Zone and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the San Francisco 49ers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. The NFL world is buzzing with whispers that could send shockwaves through the entire league. According to sources close to the situation, the San Francisco 49ers have reportedly pulled off one of the most unexpected quarterback moves in recent memory, trading away Brock Purdy and bringing in veteran signal caller KIRK Cousins to take the reins of Kyle Shanahan's high-powered offense. While no official confirmation has surfaced, the rumor alone has ignited a storm of speculation among fans, analysts, and insiders alike. Purdy, once hailed as the ultimate underdog story, Mr. Irrelevant turned franchise cornerstone, has become a fan favorite in the Bay Area. His poise, efficiency, and ability to run Shanahan's system made him seem like the long-term answer at quarterback. So why the sudden shift? Insiders hint that the 49ers front office has been quietly eyeing a more experienced arm to push the team over the hump and secure another Super Bowl run. Cousins, who's long been linked to Shanahan since their Washington days, could bring the veteran savvy and deep passing consistency that the team has sometimes lacked under Purdy. The connection between Shanahan and Cousins has been one of the league's most persistent what-ifs, and now, that fantasy might finally be materializing. Still, the move raises questions and plenty of eyebrows. Purdy's contract-friendly deal gave the 49ers immense roster flexibility, while Cousins, nearing the twilight of his career, comes with a hefty price tag. Critics argue the trade would be a gamble, potentially disrupting the chemistry of one of the league's most balanced squads. Yet, others see it as a bold, all-in move, a calculated risk from a front office unwilling to settle for almost. No one's talking on record, but chatter around team facilities suggests something real is brewing. Whether it's just smoke or the start of an NFL earthquake, one thing's certain. If Cousins does land in San Francisco, the entire NFC picture changes overnight. The 49ers would instantly shift from young contender to veteran-driven juggernaut. And Purdy's storybook chapter in the Bay might close far sooner than anyone expected. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the San Francisco 49ers, make sure to subscribe to 49ers Zone and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.